bassist with no drummer, invented a technique that's on almost every funk, pop, and hip-hop song you've ever heard. That's number 1. Stick around. I'll show you exactly how it happened. Let's count down. Number 10. Betty Wright, Clean Up Woman, 1971. This song wasn't written for a woman. It was written for a man. Miami writers Clarence Reed and Willie Clark had it titled Clean Up Man, until 19-year-old Betty Wright walked in, and they scrapped the whole concept on the spot. Guitarist Willie Little Beaver Hale built a riff so tight it's been sampled over 40 times since. The song hit number 6 on the pop charts, sold 2 million copies, and decades later, when a producer needed to track Little Beaver down, he found him working a cleaning job at an Amtrak station. The guy behind one of soul's most iconic riffs, Cleaning Trains. That's number 10. Number 9. Love Unlimited Orchestra, Love's Theme, 1973. Barry White wrote this melody in 1965. It sat unused for 8 years. When his 40-piece orchestra finally recorded it, it was only meant as throwaway filler, a warm-up track before the real song. But the strings came out so beautiful, White made a call that changed music history: no vocals. Release it exactly as is. It became one of the only fully instrumental songs to ever hit number 1 on pop radio, and historians now credit it as one of the records that literally invented the disco sound, 2 years before disco had a name.
Our love's theme once more.
An 8-year-old leftover became a genre. Number 9.
Please let the music flow.
Number 8. The Isley Brothers, It's Your Thing, 1969. Remember that teenager from the cold open? This is him. The hired bass player couldn't nail the part, so 16-year-old Ernie Isley, who'd never played bass on a real recording, got put behind the instrument instead. Complete fear, in his own words. That fear produced a number 1 R&B hit. It also triggered a lawsuit from Motown that dragged through courts for 18 years before the Isleys finally won. A teenager's panic became a legal war that outlasted most bands' entire careers. That's number 8. Number 7. War, Low Rider, 1975. War didn't write songs normally. They'd jam for 90 minutes straight with tape running, then dig through the recording afterward looking for something usable. Mid-jam, saxophonist Charles Miller walked in with tequila, salt, and a lemon, sat down, and just started singing about the car he'd bought that week, the one parked right outside the studio door. The whole band built the lyrics around it, live, in real time. That car song became a permanent fixture of American car culture and, decades later, a hit TV show's opening theme. A song about a car, written about the car, while the car sat in the parking lot. Number 7. Quick pause, because I need you to notice something these 7 songs all have in common. None of them were planned to be perfect. Every single one happened because real musicians got put in a room with 0 room for error and had to make a decision right then. That's about to get even more extreme, because the next 3 stories involve a rejected Stevie Wonder song, a soundtrack recorded in under 2 hours, and a producer who resurrected a flop that ended up breaking apart a legendary group. Let's keep going. Number 6. Rufus, featuring Chaka Khan. Tell Me Something Good, 1974. Stevie Wonder walked into the studio ready to gift Rufus one of his songs. 19-year-old Chaka Khan, 8 months pregnant at the time, heard it and told him, to his face, that she didn't like it. Most people don't get away with rejecting Stevie Wonder. Khan did. He just asked her one question, her astrological sign. She said Aries. He sat down and wrote an entirely different song right there. That song went gold, won a Grammy, and turned Rufus into Rufus featuring Chaka Khan, a rename that caused real tension in the band, but launched her into solo stardom. She said no to Stevie Wonder and got a hit written for her in real time. Number 6. Number 5. The Staple Singers. I'll Take You There, 1972.
I know
A producer brought an unlabeled instrumental into the session and told the band to build something around that feel. They assumed it was his own rough demo.
I know
It wasn't. It was a Jamaican reggae record, and nobody in the room found out for years that the bass line they'd reworked into a gospel classic had been lifted from somebody else's finished song entirely. The result hit number 1 and became one of the first reggae-influenced songs to ever top the American charts, built on a mistake nobody caught until it was already a hit. Number 5.
I'll take you there. You got.
Number 4, Isaac Hayes, theme from Shaft, 1971. When MGM hired Isaac Hayes to score Shaft, he didn't start from zero. His guitarist had an old wah-wah riff sitting around, originally written for a different song that never got finished. Hayes pulled it off the shelf. His drummer borrowed a hi-hat pattern straight off an old Otis Redding record. Recycled riff, borrowed drum break, the entire foundational groove, recorded in under 2 hours. It won Isaac Hayes an Academy Award, the first black composer ever to win that category, and the soundtrack stayed on the charts for 60 straight weeks. 2 hours. 1 Oscar. Number 4. Number 3, The Temptations. Papa Was a Rollin' Stone, 1972. This song already flopped once, on a different Motown act, months earlier. Most producers would have buried it for good.
That day I'll always remember.
Instead, the producer reworked it for The Temptations and stretched the instrumental intro to nearly 4 minutes before any vocals came in at all. The group was furious. They felt completely sidelined on their own record.
Remember, yes I will.
It became their final number 1 hit and won 3 Grammys. It also became the exact reason the group's partnership with that producer collapsed shortly after.
Mama, I'm depending on you. Tell me the truth.
A rescued flop that won 3 Grammys and ended a legendary partnership in the same breath. Number 3. Number 2, James Brown, Sex Machine, 1970.
Get up.
Weeks before this recording, James Brown's entire band walked out over a pay dispute. He assembled a brand new group almost overnight, including a teenage bassist who'd barely learned the material.
Get up.
Recorded in 2 takes, and the finished single kept something most artists would cut, the actual spoken countdown from the top of the take. And can I count it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Left in. Raw, unedited. A band together for weeks, cut in 2 takes, with the mistake left in as the intro, and it's one of the most sampled recordings in music history. That's number 2, but you already know what's coming down. Number 1. Sly and the Family Stone. Thank You, 1970. Remember the open loop from the very beginning of this video? Here it is. Before Larry Graham joined Sly and the Family Stone, he was a teenager playing bass in his mother's tiny band. When she cut the drummer to save money, Graham had a problem, no rhythm section behind him at all, so he built one, out of his own bass, thumping the low strings with his thumb like a kick drum, plucking the high strings with his fingers like a snare. He wasn't trying to invent anything, he just needed the band to not sound empty. That accidental technique became Thank You, one of the first true funk bass lines ever recorded, and today, that same slap bass technique is the backbone of funk, disco, rock, pop, and modern hip-hop production. All of it traces back to a teenager with no drummer who refused to let that stop him. One kid solving one small problem, and it changed how bass has been played for the last 50 years.